Really quick video on how to change a fuel filter on a 150 Prado, but a lot of fuel filters are similar to this. All the information you need is in our playlist. There's probably one that says fuel filters. Check the playlist. Otherwise, just search our channel and search how to change your fuel filter 150 Prado. Now, step 1, disconnect top plug carefully by pressing here. Step 2, carefully slide this sideways out of the bracket. Take a look and see how it works. The other end of the plug that's on the filter, there's a little bracket on the side. Don't just rip it out. That's what people do when they wreck it. Press the little tab on the side there. Once again, unplug it. Two 12mm nuts here, which obviously been removed. They're there. You can just take the whole filter off the vehicle. You're going to need to remove the fuel lines. So pliers, gently squeeze clamps, pull back. It's not a high pressure situation. Plug those up if you like. What most people have got and what's really handy is a couple of drill bits. Give them a clean first, make sure it's all nice and clean. This is your fuel filter system. You get it to the bench, you've got this little guard on the bottom, which require a little 8mm. Should be just hand tight. I just use that one there. You might need it like an oil filter, fuel filter tool to loosen this, and you might need something like that to loosen that. But very careful you don't over tighten that. Should be just tight by hand is what you normally do, same as this filter. And then if you need to change it roadside, you'll have a better chance of being able to get it off. If someone's done this up with a tool, it's going to make it almost impossible to get off without a tool and a vise situation like this. So sit in the vise. I've just loosened those with a tool, so they're basically hand tight now. They're both going to turn. So I'm going to put the camera down. I'm going to dump the guts of this, drop this into a white container because I like to see what was in there, if we got any contamination, that sort of thing, and take a look at it, averages based on what we see with all these different vehicles. This is going to be a 2-in-1 video. We're going to do a video on changing this fuel filter and the other fuel filter under the car. There's 2, all in one video. And if you want more info, there's more videos. So keep watching the videos, subscribe, turn the bell on, get yourself educated, save money, get it done right the first time. If you're not sure when to change your diesel fuel filter, I'm going to say my recommendation is around about every 40,000 kilometers is a good time to do it. Like I said, I like to dump it in a container so you can see who's who in the zoo. You can see the usual sort of sediment in there. That's pretty standard. That's actually pretty clean. I've seen it a lot worse from, you know, any servo. Your BP Ultimate from, you know, your latest built servo isn't really going to not have that. I've seen, that's the worst I've seen. I don't know why, but it's just what it is. The fuel's leaking out, so I've got to hurry up with this. What I wanted to show you was, how do you know if you need to change it? We'll do it every 40, but you can have a look and see whether you're doing it prematurely or, you know, so you could have left it longer, or maybe you should have done it sooner. Let's try and get the light on in there. Right, now see through the holes there, or through the gaps. So you've got that, I can't get my laser in there because I've got my, you know, camera in there, but see where the cross is, and you can see the element. Come on, hit the like button for the camera work. See that element there? See how it's black? When they're new, they're nice and white. Now that's not really black, so I'd suggest this is a good amount of kilometers. I'm not really sure last time this one was changed. This is our 2013 150 Prado. It's 320k now. It's going to get done every 40. I'm getting it back on schedule. It was probably done about 280. Could have been done since then, I'm not sure. But at 360, we'll have a good comparison. I'm going to write on the fuel filter with Texter the kilometers and the date. I think other people do that. I see it a lot in the workshop. I don't normally do that, but I reckon it's a great idea, so I'm going to do it as well from now on my vehicles. So we better just take a quick look at what the new one looks like. Seeing those 4 holes there, it looks nice and white, but to be same comparison. This is a different filter. It's the same brand. They've changed manufacturers. Hope it's not to cheap out, but you can see how white that element is the main thing. It says, you know, top quality and all that. Don't worry about what brand. I'm trying them out. I don't really want to sell any particular brand. I like Genuine. Genuine's good. And of course, there's some other brands that are good. There's a lot of other brands that people think are good that are not good. So yeah, maybe Genuine for under the bonnet at this stage. Look at that, how wide it is. Bloody fantastic. That's what's going on in the vehicle. If you hang around long enough, you know, you might get to see. It's a bit too much information, but I'm not recommending anything. I'm just saying that's what I'm using. So now that I've done it, I've got to do it, right? Because I've shown you the one we're using. They're in the same green boxes. Hard to buy in Australia, right? Made in Japan, right? So that's all still good, but this is what the old one looked like. This is what we've used for years, right? And this looks just like the manufacturing of the Genuine one, which is made in Japan, and that's why I liked it. See the difference? These are like a, what is it, like an alloy casing or something. I haven't analysed it yet. I'm just looking at saying it as I see it, whatever, you know. And we've seen other filters like that, but seen made in Japan, and it just looked, you know, bloody good quality. Let's just do a bit of a quick comparison. You know, I'm not saying this is bad. This could be even better quality. I'm just going, well, have they changed to save money, or have they changed because this one's better? Why change, you know? You can see the holes are nice and clean, unlike some other brands. Yeah, anyway, underneath the back of the vehicle, doesn't bother me, totally different. But anyway, there it is, that's what's going on. Bit of a change there, just wait and see, but you know, whatever. So a little bit of moly coat on the O-ring before you screw it on, and just nice and tight by hand. A lot of it, you can just use diesel fuel if you haven't got moly coat, but that might dry up. That's traditionally how people do it, but you know what? The moly coat will keep it wet and make it easier to get off later. You get a new O-ring with a filter as well, which is for underneath the bottom here on the water sensor. Water release thing, whatever, right? So you got your, that's that plug that I was talking about earlier. See the side, how people just butcher it? They just rip it out. Don't do that. There's no need to do that. It just slides sideways. You don't even have to release, just slide sideways to come out, and then you just click it back in, see? Damage, right? And you'd have to buy a whole new sensor to fix that up. Ridiculous, people, come on. Careful who you let work on your vehicles. All right, I'm gonna write the date on this. Now, the guard's gotta go back on, right? And it goes in particular, it does a big caution thing, make sure it's aligned. I really can't see why it matters which way it goes, but I believe, yeah, the arrow goes to the, at this side here, but you'll figure it out. And like I said, I turn it around the other way, put it on the car, and I go, what does it matter which way it faces? I just like to know why, and I can't see why. But anyway, moving on. That's why I say watch the videos. Don't buy these crap filters. Nitto have stuffed up as well, like Ryko did many years ago. Now you can see this, look at this. I'll just show you. That's done up all the way, right? And you can see it's loose, it's just gonna fall off, right? Because they've made this too small. Rubbish oil filters, now we need to go find a new brand. Ridiculous. Just get done up all the way and it just goes on and off, just like that, right? So you can let it sit there like that if you want. You can muck around and get some extra rubber, whatever. I might do that this time, but you think I want to waste time mucking around manufacturing, mate, you know what I mean? We should be able to just change the filter. So what I had to do is 2 rounds. I cut it off about 10, 12 millimeters long, approximately. I put one on there, still too loose, put another one over the top. So 2 rounds of old tire tube. You want to know what size? I don't know, but that's a bloody good blowout, isn't it? Look at that. What's he got in the tire there? Oof. Anyway, keep the old tire tubes. They come in handy when you've got crappy aftermarket parts. Anyway, back to the vehicle. Sit it on, put the 2 nuts on, put your fuel hose on, put clip, and I'll show you how this goes on and off. It's really easy, right? It just goes bang into position like that. And when you want to take it off, you just slide it sideways. There's like a gap, it opens up. Now, of course, this is going to be the hardest one ever, but people butcher them out, right? Have a look on the back of the filter there. See how it's got thinner there and a big hole there? You just push it into the big... Lucky for this one, it still stays there, even though it's partly butchered, because a lot of customers' cars we see, they're destroyed. That bracket, it's all sitting happy, whatever. Like I said, you could spin it around. I don't know why it matters which way it sits. It's got this, you know, on the sign it says, oh, make sure you line it up. Start pumping it up. Yep, you can see I haven't even put the clamps on yet. That's on purpose, so you can go, oh, he's forgot the clamps, and I want to show you I'm pumping it and how it's not leaking, right? It's hard now. It's not a high pressure situation. You could live without the clamps. Now, I'm not telling you not to put the clamps on there, but don't go and put those stupid hose clamps and over tighten and crush the hell out of the hose and everything, because they're rubbish. Just put these back. Hose goes to that notch there, and the clamp goes in between. There's a notch out there. Right, so clamp goes there. Job done. All right, let's get the underneath fuel filter done now. The important thing really quickly before I forget on this one, the bottom plastic sensor, getting it started, the thread was very difficult. So it's like the thread quality isn't the best at the start, which I've never experienced. I've changed a lot of these fuel filters, as you can imagine, a lot of different brands. Never experienced before having that issue. It's not the plastic, it was fine. Looking on the bottom, I think it's like an alloy material it's made out of. Yeah, just the start of the thread, it's not the kind of cleanest. So I'm going to blame the filter once again. So all I need to say, I guess, is I'm not impressed with these filters now that they've changed manufacturers. Not happy, Jan. We're already up to about 10 minutes, right? Now, I don't really care what brand. We get these for 30-something dollars, right? They're made, you know, where I don't like, so happy to look for something else. We'll get the cheapest possible. The genuine, it's about 100, 120 bucks. It's ridiculous, right? So you can have 3 of these. This is just This is sort of protect the fuel transfer system. It needs to be changed every 20,000 Ks. These don't come with brackets either, which is a waste. You don't need a bracket, but if you've got spare brackets like we do from people buying genuine ones, it's handy to put that on now, and that's the configuration, which way it goes in case you're wondering. Videos on this, I'm not going to do it in detail. Put a rag over the tailpipe, undo the two 10mm bolts that hold it up. Check out the other videos, right, is the best way to do it. You can tell this is a cheap filter. It's got some other dodgy little bolt. This will be another spare bracket. You've got to open the orange clips. You don't lever them out and butcher them. It's good to see these ones aren't butchered too much. Get in from behind, squeeze the two clips together. I normally use a flat blade screwdriver, but look, see how it's almost coming out? I could just about do it with my hand. So I think it is. I think it's moving out. It's released there, right? So basically in behind there, just imagine this clip. It's like a U shape, like a horseshoe. And back right where my fingertips are back here, squeeze it together towards each other and push it. It's got to come out this way, right? And once you get it out a little bit, which I already have, it'll move out enough. If you do it with something a bit firm in your hand, like there it is, it's coming out already. So you don't even need a tool, right? Can you see, did you see that side moved out there? I don't know how well you can see that. Let me just zoom it for you to show you, right? Here you go, watch. Right, when I push that, see how it's pushing out? But of course it wants to push back again, see, like that, because that's where it wants to be. You've got to do both sides at the same time. It's a bit fiddly, but once you get used to it, it's actually quite simple. So those bolts out, release those clips, then it can drop down. Make sure it's all clean. See how this one's all nice and clean? Because you don't get dirt and stuff falling in your face, dirt in your lines, getting to your fuel transfer system that this is here to protect. Because if you get debris in there, blocks up the Venturi and you have problems, right? Long story short, we've got the whole fuel transfer system in stock if you need one, but the video's not about that. We've got pretty much everything you need, or a solution. Not everything, pretty much. Not everything's worth having here. I can't, sending drive shafts across Australia, it's not worth it. It just negates the whole saving, whatever, anyway, because generally we're better and cheaper than the competition, genuine parts. See that wire there rubbing on there? I don't know why that's like that as well, but when I see something like that, that's where I go, hang on, we need a rework here. This is going to need to be, I'm going to first look and see what's going on here. Has this been worked on? But I want to push that, rework that pipe out of the way so the wire's not rubbing on there. See, bonus info. But it's pretty straightforward, right? Get your clips off, pop those off, put the new filter up there, put those back on, and bolt the bloody thing up. Make sure the clips are in, and away you go. That's it. If you want more detail, I've got videos on it. Just search on our channel, fuel filter replacement on our channel, that magnifying glass thing, you know what I mean? 4x4 diesel, fuel filter replacement, rear fuel filter, search stuff like that. You'll find the videos. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.